Council members and commissioners, my name is Darren Cunningham. I'm a real estate broker by trade. I'm a real estate investor on the side and developer on the side. So it's part of my profession. I'm sending you this video instead of reading the long list of paragraphs I would like to send with an unscripted version of what my take is on the bill being proposed by Councilwoman Berkeley Allen. It will have a very negative impact on our economy. There is currently $1 billion of projects, and that's just a conservative estimate. That are currently underway by builders and developers that are built for the sole specific purpose of short-term renting. If you place restrictions on those, where people cannot purchase them with their intent to short-term rent, those projects potentially, based on what our bankers have told us, will be halted. All funding is halted. It will leave unfinished projects all over town. If they do get built, they can't be transferred to the people who are going to buy them for short-term renting. The land for these projects has been paid for based on what you can do with it. So just like a gas station. If you buy a gas station for the purpose of building a gas station, and you're told you can't put a gas station in, you only do a car wash, but the land value for gas station's $1 million and a car wash gas station's only 500 grand, it's kind of what's happening here, okay? I ask that you think through this rationally and have a heart. There is a lot of people, a countless number of people who currently own short-term rentals, who currently are in development on short-term rentals, who can't sell these for their intended purposes. So here's an example. I sold a piece of property on 12th Avenue South to a guy who came here from California to visit. He stayed in a short-term rental. He said, hey, I see your sign over here. I'd like to buy one of these. And he bought one. Pulled his money out of his IRA, his life savings, a portion of it, because the return on it was better than what he was getting in the stock market. Because we have such a great economy here in Nashville, the tourist industry is sky high. So he purchased it based on that, okay? That guy's gonna get hurt pretty severely financially. Okay, he used all that money for his down payment from his retirement account and he financed the rest. If he sells that property tomorrow or refinances it or anything, that permit's gone based on this regulation, okay? There are a million stories like him of people who've invested their life savings into properties like this. Now here's where it's really not fair. Here's my personal story. I bought property on 12th Avenue South, 3 contiguous parcels, zoned RM20. Colby Sledge rezoned it RM20A. He and I have had correspondence about the dealings there, but nonetheless, it was zoned RM20A. I, under those zoning codes, am allowed to build short-term rental based on what the council has already written, and it took them a year to write it. Their exact words when I talked to them, several people down there, and the head of everything said, this will not change because it took us this long to figure it out. We want to make sure we got it right. I believe that, so I purchased the property based on that to build short-term rental properties. Well, if I can't sell these for short-term renting, they are unsellable to the general public. The reason why is these are purpose-specific floor plans, okay? They have smaller bedrooms, they have smaller closets, they don't have dining areas. They're not necessarily livable for the general public to live in. They're good for a weekend. That's it. So now the rug is being pulled from underneath me. I'm in a situation of negative equity. My father, who's trying to retire, is a partner with me, okay? This is his effort to retire. He is taking his retirement savings and sunk it into this land. So he and I'm gonna have to financially reset. 41 years old, 3 kids, okay? I've got people dependent upon me. This goes through, I'm under. I'll fight back, I'll make it, I'll put food on the table, but I gotta tell you, I'm a self-made person. I've worked damn hard for my money and I do the right things all of the time. I've played by the rules here, 100%. And now you're changing those rules, or trying to change those rules along the way. It's fundamentally unfair, okay? So I have another story. There are thousands like mine. Have a heart. The only way to solve this is to go through, abolish this bill immediately, but not only that. Okay, think about all the developers who have properties under contract right now and the buyers are walking away left and right because the consumer confidence to buy one of these is at absolute zero based on this bill. So not only abolish the bill, but put something in place immediately that grandfathers in perpetuity, all these properties permanently to short-term rent, because they were based on this premise. To pull that away is fundamentally unfair. You have to make this change. You have to. It's the only correct thing to do, only logical thing to do. Nobody's hurt by this. People are only helped. It just doesn't make sense to do it otherwise. It's heartless if you do it otherwise. Okay? I know I've said it. Have a heart. Think about the real people who are affected, the bankruptcies you're going to create. On that notion, I'm a survivor of the recession in real estate. My wife and I are both real estate brokers. It about put us under. We made it through there. I'm not trying to be too bold here, but I'm going to tell you what. You put people in financial situations of financial distress, which is exactly what this will do. There's too many funerals that I went to during the recession because people were financially ruined and they took their own lives. And if you're okay sleeping at night with that on your conscience, then vote for this. Go for it. Put people under. Okay? But I don't think any of you elected officials are okay with that. Please put a stop to this. Thank you very much.